The War Lodge here at Sequoia High School. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Chiefs TV. I am Chase Schaefer, and joining me to my right-hand side is the man with the plan who made it all happen here at Chiefs TV. That's Coach Brad Mann. Coach, thanks for joining us here in the booth this afternoon.
Thanks. I will probably need to stay out of camera. I have quite the face for radio, so I'm going to stay off the camera, but I'll be right here with you on the headset.
But what will be on camera this afternoon is a good region matchup between the number 2 and the number 3 teams in Region 7 6A. The Sequoia girls coming in at 16-6, 9-2 in the region. Welcome the visiting Cambridge Bears. They come in at a solid 15-6 record, 8-3 in the region. That's good for third in Region 7 6A. They can tie it up tonight with a win, as both teams would be 9-3. Sequoia looking to get a good seeding and a bye in the region tournament. Cambridge looking to spoil the party as we get ready to get underway. The starters here for the Cambridge Lady Bears looks like it's going to be Anna Spencer, followed by Ella Lewis. She's going to be joined on the court by Grace Barrett. And then flanking them will be Jordan Dudley. And can't catch the number on the 5th starter. When she stands up, we'll get that number for you. I believe that is number 22, Kira Moore. No, it is not. It's Sydney Granby. That was a 4 hiding behind the ponytail. So that's your starting 5 for Cambridge. Sequoia going to go with the usual suspects tonight as we have Amy Singh, Erin Jackson, Susanna Rogers, Ellie Blatchford, and Tafton Barber, the starting 5 for your Lady Chiefs. A little bit of history here that we are chasing for the Lady Chiefs. Erin Jackson, 84 points away from joining the 1,000-point club. She's got a handful of games left to do it, and she'll be the first starter called out. But we are looking forward to a very good chase to 1,000 points. And that would be our 4th, Coach Mann, our 4th 1,000-point player just this season. Kyle Keener and Dylan Wally joined the club on the boys' side. Ellie hit her 1,000th point earlier in the season, and Erin looking to make it the 4th.
That is impressive.
Has that ever happened before? Has any team ever had 4?
Not to my knowledge, and I have certainly been around a long time.
Well, I mean, it's not like we have a very long list of, if we had 4 every other year, that list out in the mezzanine would be a lot longer. But 4 in 1 year is certainly a piece of history here for the Sequoia basketball program.
Looks like we might have to buy a new poster.
Absolutely. Our signs and graphics sponsor is going to be getting quite a bit of business with all these records that have been broken here this year. As we get ready to get underway, both teams make their way out to center court. Erin Jackson going to take the tip off. She'll go against Sydney Granby, the senior, as we get ready for a big 2 versus 3 matchup here at the War Lodge on a moderately cool afternoon. It hasn't been as cold as it has been, but certainly much more enjoyable weather than the last few days. Jackson steps in. She will actually go against Dudley. So Dudley and Jackson, for their respective teams, going to take the jump ball. And we are underway as the tip is won by Cambridge. Lewis picks up the loose ball. Now dishes it over to the top for Barrett. Granby now to the wing. Now good look inside for Barrett. Barrett kicks it back out to the wing. Long 2-point shot for the Lady Bears. No good. And going to the basket and fouled is Jordan Dudley. So the first trip to the free throw line this afternoon is going to be for the Lady Bears. As Dudley steps up to the free throw line, she'll get 2 cracks at it. Susanna Rogers, the offender for the Lady Chiefs. First shot is good by Dudley. Second shot finds the bottom of the net as well. So an early lead for the Lady Bears, 2-0, 15 seconds gone in the first quarter. Sequoia touches the ball for the first time. Blatchford finds a hole up the middle. A nice inside pass for Singh. Turnaround jumper just short as it bounces off the front of the iron. And here comes Cambridge. Dudley with a nice drive to the basket and lays it in. What an athletic play there by Jordan Dudley, the junior. Loose ball picked up by Barber for Sequoia. And Rogers will take her time and slow the ball down and let the Lady Chiefs get set as they are in a 4-0 hole to start the game. Jackson lines up a 3-point shot. Looks good, but it's short. had the right angle, didn't have the mustard on it, and a turnover as Singh can't handle the pass. Here comes Barrett streaking up the court. Loose ball again, picked up by Rogers. So Sequoia gets the ball right back. Moved ahead to Blatchford. Blatchford dribbles around inside and has the ball poked away, and they say Blatchford touched it last. So Dudley poked it out, but Blatchford must have got a finger on it, and it will be Cambridge ball. 6:51 to go in the first, 4-0. Your score, Cambridge on top of the Chiefs. Trap now on the near sideline, foul called as Spencer had nowhere to go. And Blatchford picks up her first of the evening. 6:38 to go in the first quarter. And Sequoia already with 2 fouls. We're not even a minute and a half in. Ball inbounded to Spencer. Gets it right back now down on the wing. Good look inside, but the ball's poked away. Rogers picks up and is fouled hard by Dudley. Didn't look like the foul was going to be called at first. Rogers had to sell the contact a little bit in order to get the whistle. And Cambridge gets their first foul of the afternoon. 6:26 left to go in the first. Sequoia has been held scoreless in the first 90 seconds of the ballgame. 4-0 your score in favor of the Lady Bears. Rogers up top. Singh streaks down low, picks up the ball, is going to take a look at a long 2-point shot, and Amy Singh starts the scoring for the Lady Chiefs. Want to welcome to the booth Max Swain. Max, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Chase. I'm very unhappy I missed the first minute of this one. This is supposed to be a good matchup.
And Blatchford drives to the hole after the big steal and lays it up and in, and we're all tied up at 4. So a big 2 versus 3 matchup here in the region as Cambridge can tie it up with a win here this evening.
Yeah, they can. So it's a huge game for Sequoia. It's a huge game for Sequoia, and honestly a great game for them to kind of claim that 2 spot and claim their spot in the region.
Good defensive play by Rogers under the basket as she swatted that ball away from Granby as she went to the net. 5:38 to go in the first, still 4-4 your score. Ball all the way out top. Blatchford almost got rid of it. Granby in trouble. She's got 3 Chiefs on her. Good look inside. Sings there and a foul called. And a very, very light foul called on Amy Singh. So that will be Sequoia's 3rd this quarter. Foul seems to be the story. And a travel by Dudley will give the ball back over to the Chiefs.
Yeah, Jordan Dudley is probably Cambridge's motor on both sides of the ball. The 5'11 junior is actually committed to Florida State for soccer. She's a multi-sport athlete, a great athlete all around.
Multi-sport athletes seem to be the thing nowadays. All 4 quarterbacks in the NFL championship games are all multi-sport athletes. And a nice pass by Singh. Rogers can't control it, gets it out to Blatchford, who fires up a 3-point shot. It's no good. Rebound taken by Granby. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, still 4-4. As Barrett works it down into the corner for Dudley, now back up top for Lewis. Ball finds its way inside. And pass is intercepted by Jackson. Jackson one-on-one with Dudley, and she is sent to the ground. And no foul called on the contact. Gaddis and Davies check in for the first time here this afternoon, as Singh and Barber will head to the bench. Inbound pass finds its way to Jackson, who hands it off to Rogers. Blatchford finds a lane, drives in, the ball rattles around and pops out. So a low-scoring first quarter, but a chance now for Cambridge as Lewis has the ball swatted away by Davies. What a big save by Sailor Davies to keep Cambridge from taking a 2-point lead, and Davies can't corral the pass, and the ball goes back the other way with 4:22 left to go.
And we've seen that from Davies all season. She's been one of those players that comes out of nowhere on defense and on offense, applies a lot of pressure and hits occasional threes.
Granby, the senior, pushes it out to the wing for Spencer. Ball goes around the world and finds its way back to Lewis, who jacks up a three-point shot and nails it. 7-4 your score. Cambridge on top of Sequoia. 4:02 left to go in the opening quarter as Sequoia struggling to get good looks at the basket, but Rogers has a clean lane and misses the layup. Dudley with a nice move in the paint. Oh, what a move by Dudley as Cambridge has come out and put a 5-point lead on Sequoia. 9-4 your score, and Coach Yarborough wants to talk about it with 3:45 left to go in the first quarter.
I was just saying before, Jordan Dudley, a multi-sport athlete, she is impressive on the basketball floor completely. Her handles, her motor, she's just like the motor, kind of the energy, the offensive side of the ball. Her three-point shooting, her dribbling to the lane, we just saw right there. She's an amazing player for Cambridge, and she could be the reason they win tonight, because they win tonight would, like you said, put them in second.
It would certainly cause a tie for second, as a Cambridge win here tonight puts both teams at 9-3 on the year for region play. Sequoia looking to lock down one of those bye week games in the region tournament, as Cambridge would host the first 2 games of the region tournament if they were to get the 3 seed. Nice move by Blatchford. She drives in the lane and it rolls in off the backboard. So Sequoia cuts the lead to 3, 9-6 with 3:28 left to go in the first quarter.
That was just a prime example of Ellie Blatchford's just basketball IQ and how well she can use a screen.
Gaddis menaces Barrett on the defensive side of the ball. Lewis gets it in the corner. She already sunk a 3 in the trap down low in the corner as Lewis had nowhere to go, and a timeout called just in the nick of time by Cambridge. So Sequoia coming out with that stifling defense as Gaddis was all over it.
And we've seen it all season, Sequoia really shutting down offenses on their full court press and on their ability to trap on the defensive side of the ball. It's been impressive all season. That's really the reason they have the 16 wins they have right now. And one stat I have for you, Chase, is that a Cambridge varsity basketball team has never beat a Sequoia varsity basketball team ever.
Really? So Cambridge looking for their first ever victory against
Both
a
teams,
Sequoia varsity team, boys and girls.
8-0 and 8-0.
Wish we could say the same for football season. My goodness. They had quite the squad this year, though, Cambridge did.
They did.
We were all surprised. I know we were pretty excited about the game that happened last year, the previous season, as Cambridge turns the ball over. It seems like whenever we get to see a Cambridge game, we always get to see something interesting and exciting.
Definitely.
The school out of Milton, Georgia, as Blatchford goes coast to coast and pulls Sequoia back to within 1 with 2:55 to go in the first. A steal by Rogers on the inbound pass, pull-up jumper. Bank is not open. Granby on the rebound, but she gets her pocket picked by Rogers. Ball over to Blatchford. Blatchford lays it up and in. No good. It didn't go in. And down to the floor with a crash goes Barrett and Blatchford. And a jump ball with the possession arrow in favor of the Chiefs. So a physical little turn of events there, Max.
Yeah, two turnovers in a row for Cambridge right there. And Sequoia got 2 second chances, and that's gonna be a key part in this game, is how Cambridge can react to beating this press.
Gaddis takes the inbound pass, pushes it over to Blatchford, who gets it to Rogers. Gaddis with a nice head fake, goes in and puts Sequoia out to their first lead of the afternoon, 10-9 with 2:25 to go in the first quarter. Addison Gorley heads to the scorer's table, but Dudley goes to the basket and draws the foul on Gaddis. Her feet were not set. So Dudley goes to the line to shoot 2. So Dudley with a chance to put Cambridge back up by 1 as she sinks the first. So we're all tied up at 10 apiece. Gorley and DeMauro check in for the Lady Chiefs as Blatchford and Jackson will take a breather. And Dudley puts the Bears right back on top as it is 11-10, 2:17 to go in the first quarter. Blatchford, Rogers captaining the offense, picks up her dribble, a nice move to DeMauro. DeMauro completely clears the rim. Shot was no good. Lewis picks up the basketball. She's all by herself. She'll check up at the wing and kick it back out to the other Lewis. That's Reagan Lewis. Now into the corner for a three-point shot, and Anna Spencer nails it. Uncontested to put Cambridge back up by 4. A minute 47 left to go in the first quarter.
And almost all of the guards on this Cambridge team can really nail you right in the jaw with a three-point shot and pull away.
Davies going to try and answer the three-point shot of her own, and it is nothing but net. So dueling three-pointers here late in the first quarter. 14-13 your score. Sequoia trails by 1. A minute 25 left to go. Granby breaks the trap, pulls up a jump shot in the key. It rolls around and off, and the ball goes out of bounds. They'll say Lewis touched it last. And Amy Singh checks back in for the Lady Chiefs.
And Granby for Cambridge, she has no size on the floor, and her ability to dribble around defenders right now is really allowing her to drive to the goal. When she starts making her shots, the Chiefs are going to really have a problem on their hands.
Want to thank everyone for joining us on Chiefs TV. I'm Max Shea. Oh my goodness, I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me is Max Swain as Amy Singh pulls up a three-point shot. It rattles off the rim and will sail out of bounds and into the Cambridge bench. Ball inbounded to Dudley. Dudley looks baseline. It's not there, and she turns the ball over as Singh picks it up and pushes it ahead to Blatchford.
And you saw Dudley's speed there. She got pushed under the goal, and just like that, ran back to catch up with it, Blatchford.
Singh inside, and Blatchford all by herself, and she nails the three-point shot. Sequoia 16, Cambridge 14, 40 seconds to go in the first.
I think the Bears are going to be taught a lesson today if they don't keep on covering that. Blatchford cannot be left alone.
Another big defensive steal for the Chiefs as Davies stepped in front of the Cambridge pass. Singh comes all the way out to the sideline, gets it back over to Blatchford. 20 seconds left, shot clock is dead. Sequoia can hold on to it if they want. Gorley lines up a deep three-point shot, and she nails it! Addison Gorley from the parking lot. 5 seconds left, 4 seconds left. Dudley's gonna get a crack at it. And the pass cannot be corralled, and we stop the clock with 0.1 seconds left.
And what a nail that was by Addison Gorley. You're right, she was almost at half court. Big shot for the sophomore.
So 0.1 seconds left. Don't think Cambridge will be able to get a shot off. Lewis will inbound it for the Lady Bears. She slaps the ball and pushes it out. No good as Dudley unable to get a shot off. So your score at the end of the first quarter, 19-14 in favor of Sequoia. But Max, it never felt like this. You know, Cambridge really came out with a plan against these Lady Chiefs.
Yeah, they did, and it's really impressive to hold this Chiefs team to 19 points and also be competing with them, scoring 14, only down by 5. They have a chance to get back in this game. We saw some missed shots by them on the offensive side of the on the offensive side of the floor by Granby and by Dudley. Some travels, some miscues. If they clean that up, they have a real chance at threatening this Chiefs team.
Yeah, they've had a great season as well. You know, 15-6 in varsity basketball is nothing to bat an eyelash at. They have had a quality season, 8-3 in the region.
Yeah. So
very formidable opponent here for the Chiefs tonight, and both teams looking to secure that first round bye in the region tournament.
Yeah, and Cambridge has won 4 of the last 5 games. So even recently, they're not on the bad streak either. Only losing 1 of the last 5. They're on a roll.
And that one game was to the eventual region champions, which will be the River Ridge Lady Knights, who are having a phenomenal season. Our girls just could not seem to get over the hump for that.
Yeah.
But River Ridge, a very, very good basketball team. It'll be excited to see if anybody has anything for them in the region tournament. But back to the matter at hand, Lewis gets ready to inbound the ball for Cambridge. Dudley will be covered by Jackson, who comes back into the game since we saw her step out towards the end of the first quarter. 19-14 your score. Here we are in the second quarter. 7:50 as we're 10 seconds gone in the second. Reagan Lewis now gets the ball into Barrett. Barrett pitches the ball back to Volrath, and Barrett launches a three-point shot and knocks it down. So some big shots being landed here. 19-17 your score after the three-point shot by Barrett. Turnover with a chance for Cambridge to tie it up. Dudley on the charge, gets it ahead to Lewis, who cannot make the layup. Here come the Lady Chiefs.
Well, that was a good display of Dudley's using her long frame.
Blatchford to Jackson to Singh. Singh looks inside. She pulls up a jump shot, and it rattles around and goes in. So Sequoia pulls back out to a 4-point lead, 21-17, 7:04 left to go in the first half. Barrett, who nailed that big three-point shot, drives in the lane. Her layup's no good. Barber on the rebound for the Chiefs. Ball moved ahead to Jackson. Jackson kicks it out to Rogers, who dials up a three, but it's no good. Barber will try and chase it before it gets out of bounds, and she does. Good save by Taft and Barber. Blatchford drives into the lane, off the backboard, no good. Slap back out to Rogers. Rogers drives in, pushes it to Blatchford, but it's stolen by Barrett. Barrett tries to move the ball ahead, but Singh's there to slap it away and gets it over to Jackson, who misses a heartbreaking two-point shot as it pops out of the rim. Still 21-17, 6:22 to go in the first half. Lewis drives in, and it's no good. Here comes Rogers for the Chiefs. Jackson steps back, looks up at a three, no good, gives it back ahead to Rogers, who puts the nice finger roll on it, and Sequoia up 23-17 with 6:07 left to go in the first half.
With their fourth attempt in the last 30 seconds, they finally score. That wasn't the prettiest stretch for either team there.
Foul called on Blatchford. So that's two for Blatchford. She'll sit as DeMauro comes out and takes her place. That could be a storyline to watch out for. If Blatchford gets in trouble, she is the leading scorer for the Chiefs right now with 9 points.
Because Blatchford was guarding Dudley, so Dudley being left open, guarded by Jackson, who is a great defensive player, that still is a different person on Dudley.
Barrett taking her time well beyond the key. Singh in her face as the ball is passed over to Granby. Granby and Barber. Good look inside for Lewis, who has it swatted away by Rogers, but a little too aggressive on defense, so Rogers will be whistled for a foul, and Lewis will go to the charity stripe for two. Lewis fires the first, and it's good. Lewis gets one more from the nail. 23-18 your score, 5:40 left to go in the first half. Second shot, no good, as Gaddis with a textbook boxing out drill comes up with the rebound for the Chiefs. Jackson head fakes, drives the lane, pulls up a two-point shot, and can't get it to fall. 23-18 as Jackson poked the ball away from Dudley. Dudley able to recover.
And Jackson's shots aren't falling right now, and that's usually when she starts getting a little bit aggressive and going after going after balls, and she usually gains fouls then, so she wants to be careful now. Try to keep her temper under control.
Inside look for Granby. Now out to Dudley, who's got a good look at a three-point shot, and she misses just to the right. Rebound by Rogers. DeMauro has the ball poked away, but it will stay Sequoia Chiefs basketball. 4:56 left to go in the first half. 23-18 your score in favor of the Chiefs. But not for a lack of trying on Cambridge's part. Davies gets a good look at a three from the top of the key, and Davies knocks it down.
Her second of the game.
Sailor Davies makes it 26-18 as Sequoia walks out to an 8-point lead with 4:40 left to go. Ball loose in front of the Chiefs bench. And a jump ball right in front of Coach Yarborough. Possession arrow will be in favor of the Chiefs. Ball inbounded to Rogers. Jackson on the wing. Jackson will hand it off to Rogers, who stutter steps and gets it out to Gaddis. Gaddis gives it right back. Baseline look for Rogers, and Davies wide open for three again. Can she make it? No. And DeMauro lays it up and in on the rebound. So Sophia DeMauro there to clean up the garbage and give Sequoia their first double-digit lead of the evening.
And I wouldn't take that away from Davies at all. She was on a roll, so why not shoot the three?
Especially when she had such a wide open look at the basket. It's like they keep forgetting about her out there. As a nice heads-up play by Reagan Lewis to throw the ball off of Chiefs defender Callie Gaddis.
And I think you make a good point, Chase. They forget about Davies. They forget about a lot of players because Sequoia really doesn't have any bad positions at all. So that's one thing about Sequoia. You always have to worry about every single person scoring.
Good look inside for Dudley and a textbook layup as she had three Chiefs draped all over her. 28-20 your score. 3:50 to go as Dudley is keeping the wheels turning on this Cambridge offense. Rogers goes baseline, pulls up, and leaves the ball for Davies, who fires another three-point shot, and Sailor Davies puts Sequoia up by 11, 31-20 with 3:30 to go in the first half. Whoa, Lewis. With a little bit of a mistake there. So a travel will turn the ball back over to Sequoia, but we've got a timeout on the floor with 3:24 left to go. 31-20 is your score. Max, Sequoia has definitely turned it around here in the second quarter.
They have, and I really think it's been their defensive side of the ball. They really haven't let Cambridge get any time to shoot. And we saw just then they're pressuring them so much that Cambridge is kind of, I wouldn't say freaking out, but they're not under control as they were in the first quarter.
So while we've got a moment here for the timeout, we want to thank everybody who came out to Beto's Bar and Grill for our Spirit Night last night. Beto is one of the big sponsors of Sequoia Chiefs Athletics, as it was a fun night for everybody to get together and kind of chit-chat, get to meet everybody. Beto's has been a sponsor of Sequoia Athletics for quite some time, and we really appreciate Gary and everything that they do for this Sequoia Athletics program. And they cater our food for us here in our hospitality suite. So we appreciate everything they do for us, as well as all of our sponsors, who we will give a rundown here in a little bit. Our cool Chiefs TV shirts were provided to us by Brad's Barbershop. Gaddis with the ball down low, and she loses it as Spencer picks it off for the Bears, and now a foot race to the basketball as it's picked up by Rogers. And another turnover for Sequoia. Rogers goes aggressively to the basket, misses the shot, and the rebound will be taken by Barrett. Still an 11-point lead for Sequoia. 3 minutes left to go in the first half. Barrett picks up her dribble. Gorley almost got a hand on it, but rejected by Gaddis as Lewis went to the basket, but Gaddis was there to swat it away. Ball over to Blatchford for three. Rattles around and no good.
If she hit that, I don't know what the people in this arena would have done.
And here comes Dudley again, and an offensive foul as standing in there and taking the charge was Addison Gorley.
She has to be at least 10 now. She's the charge queen for Sequoia.
You might not be old enough for this, Max, but back in the day, comic books would have like a little word that would come up for that. It'd say kapow, and that was what happened as kapow. And another shot taken by Gaddis, no good. Ball pushed back out to Jackson. Gaddis flashes down low, it's not there. So a good job there by Addison Gorley taking the charge and getting Dudley a foul and the ball back for the Lady Chiefs. 2:17 left to go in the first half. Ball travels all the way back over to Blatchford, who drives the lane and lays it up and in. 13-point lead for the Lady Chiefs, 33-20, 2:06 to go in the first quarter. Dudley and Gaddis down low, and a jump ball. No, that was Granby.
And Gaddis is very obviously playing her heart out, going after every ball just like she always does, being physical with Granby. You love to see it.
So some much-deserved rest coming up for Gorley and Gaddis, who have done a fantastic job. Remember earlier in the game, Gorley hit just a monster three-point shot from about a mile away. 33-20 your score, 2 minutes to go until the end of the first half. Lewis comes back up top to reset the offense for the Bears. Lewis looks inside, and the ball finds its way to Dudley, who's fouled by Rogers. So a minute 45 to go as Dudley, who is perfect from the stripe tonight, will go back and shoot 2 more.
And that's just another thing that makes her game so perfect all around. Her free throw shooting, her ability to drive and shoot from outside the arc.
So Jordan Dudley will knock down her first free throw. And from 15 straight away for Dudley, it's good. So an 11-point lead for the Chiefs, 33-22, a minute 42 left to go in the first half. Davies down in the corner. She's been on from 3-point range tonight. A baseline job for Davies, gets it back out. And a 3-point shot is no good by Bellinger. Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay Cambridge basketball. A minute 28 left to go in the first half. 33-22 in favor of the home team. Chiefs currently the 2 seed in the region. Cambridge the 3 seed. Cambridge can tie Sequoia at 9-3 in region play this year with a win tonight, but they're going to have to overcome a double-digit lead. And Dudley with some athletic display down low. Got her own rebound, went backhanded, missed it, got her own rebound and put it back in, and it is now an 8-point lead for the Chiefs.
And 14 of the Cambridge's 24 points scored by Dudley.
And Dudley with a steal as Bellinger didn't see her flashing in the paint. Here comes Dudley. Dudley to the rim, and she's fouled by Bellinger. So Dudley goes back to the free throw line again. Still has not missed from the free throw line. So a chance to pull within 6 for Cambridge after Sequoia at one point had a 13-point lead. And Dudley on the second buries it, and she is lights out from the charity stripe. That's one of the things you love to see if you're a coach, Max, is these kids knocking down free opportunities at the basket.
Yeah, 6 or 6 at the line. It's obviously impressive, and especially in the game that should be as close as it is, it's going to come down to those free throws in the end.
45 seconds to go. Blatchford drives the lane, goes to the hoop, no good. Ball bounces around again. Blatchford picks up the ball. Looks baseline, it's not there. Ball out to Jackson. Jackson looks inside to Gorley. Gorley lays it up and misses. 30 seconds left to go. Shot clock's void. Cambridge can hold on to it if they want to. Granby looks inside, drives to the lane, and lays it up and in.
It's a 5-point ball game.
33-28 your score, a 5-point ball game. 15 seconds left. Tight defense being played on Blatchford. 5 seconds left, got to get a shot off. Singh dials up a 3-point shot, and it is well short of the rim. So at the end of the first half, your score, Sequoia on top of Cambridge, 33-28. Max, you feel like the break came at the right time for the Chiefs. They were letting that lead slip away.
Yeah, definitely. If maybe they kept on, this could be a whole different story. Cambridge could have the lead, but that was not a very impressive sequence there by the Chiefs. Blatchford, nobody was making their shots. Their defense let up easy drives. They really have to get back to who they were at the beginning of the second quarter to win this ball game.
Yeah, a big, big run there at the end of the first half for Cambridge, due in part to Dudley.
Definitely, yeah.
Jordan Dudley was just getting in there and making things happen in the paint, getting her own rebounds, drawing a lot of fouls going to the basket. As Sequoia not getting their feet set as she drives into the lane.
Yeah. Easy steals for her. Amazing defensive performance along with her 14 points. A great player that Cambridge has.
So we'll take a quick break here from the War Lodge, where your score at the end of the first half is Sequoia on top of Cambridge, 33-28. I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me is Max Swain. Thank you for joining us on Chiefs TV, and we will see you on the other side of the break. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the War Lodge here at Sequoia High School for the second half of this Region 7 6A matchup between the Sequoia Lady Chiefs and the Cambridge Lady Bears. Max, we've had a pretty good first half.
We did. The Chiefs really had, I think, a 13-point lead at one point in that second quarter, but we saw that run by Cambridge really pull it back to a closer game, a 5-point game now. And if Cambridge can keep that up, they have a chance to upset a second seed in the region.
Yeah, it was a tale of two quarters. You know, you really felt like Sequoia didn't come on as strong at the beginning of the ball game, but they made a big run towards the end of the first quarter to take a 5-point lead into the break. But then the second quarter, they just continued to pour it on, pushing their lead all the way out to 13. But Cambridge came right back, thanks in large part to Jordan Dudley, who has been a fantastic player for Cambridge here tonight. She is
tremendous athlete,
a monster down in the paint. So Sequoia gets the ball to start the third quarter. As Rogers moves the ball over to the wing. Now she takes it up top. Good look inside to Barber, who passes it back out to Blatchford. Back inside to Barber. Barber one-step dribble and lays it over to Singh, who puts it in. And Sequoia starts the shooting party off in the second half, right where it started with Amy Singh. So Amy Singh scored the first points in the first half for Sequoia. She scored the first points in the second half for Sequoia as well. 35-28 your score, 7:34 to go in the third quarter. Ball goes out of bounds again. And Cambridge holds on to the ball. Pass inside to Granby. Dudley now to Lewis. Lewis over to Barrett. All the way back up top, but poked away by Blatchford. It's a track meet back to the basket and a foul by Dudley as Blatchford goes to the ground, and she will go to the free throw line to shoot two.
And as they were going down the floor, I was thinking about it. It's Blatchford, Dudley. What's going to happen? A good move by Blatchford just to try to attract the foul.
So Blatchford sinks the first of two. That goes back to an 8-point lead for Sequoia. High scorer right now for the Lady Chiefs is Blatchford with 12. Second shot is good, so a 9-point lead for the Chiefs. 7:19 left to go in the third period of a tough region matchup here for the Lady Chiefs. Dudley has 3 fouls already. So we talked earlier about the number of fouls that Blatchford had. Dudley going to have to watch out as well. Nice move to the basket by Barrett, but the ball doesn't go in. She had to go between Barber and Singh. Jackson held scoreless in the first half. Goes inside the basket, inside the paint, has her pocket picked by Barrett. So Barrett steps back and takes a 3-point shot. It rattles around and bounces out. A heartbreaking miss for Barrett, who sank a big shot earlier in the ballgame. Rogers to Singh. Blatchford flashes in the paint. Turnaround jumper from inside, and Blatchford puts Sequoia back up by 11 with a 39-28 game. 6:18 to go in the third quarter.
And you're talking about Barrett on the last play. I was watching some film, and it seemed like she was going to be a key post player maybe against Tapton Barber, but she has really come alive in the shooting game. It's been really impressive to see.
So full timeout taken by Cambridge. So while we have a full timeout to take, let's take a full timeout to take some time to thank some sponsors.
Of course, Chase. Our Sequoia Chiefs basketball sponsors are gold level sponsors, Beato's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. Our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lackey Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Insight Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue and Woodstock Furniture. And our white level sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River. Thank all of y'all for supporting the Sequoia Chiefs basketball programs.
Yes, thank you all for everything that you do to support Sequoia athletics. I am just tongue-tied tonight.
Max Schaefer.
Max Schaefer, Will Power, Will Swain, Chase Max.
We all have those days.
We are having a tough time here in the booth this evening. But you know who's not having a tough time? Sequoia, as they're up 11 points on Cambridge.
And Jordan Dudley.
And Jordan Dudley. Dudley has 16 points.
16.
She has over half of the offensive output of this Cambridge team. But they are still within striking distance.
Yeah.
Sequoia had a 13-point lead earlier in the game, and we saw that almost evaporate at halftime.
And it evaporated quickly.
It was 4 straight trips down the floor as Dudley went to the foul line 4 straight times. Ball out of bounds. It will stay Sequoia basketball. Rogers will inbound the ball for the Lady Chiefs. Your 5 on the floor right now for Sequoia. Rogers, Singh, Blatchford, Barber, and Jackson. Inbound pass to Blatchford, and she lays it up and in. And Sequoia stretches the lead even more with 41-28 your score. 5:54 left to go in the third quarter. Granby with the ball now looks inside to Dudley. Dudley kicks it out to Lewis. Nice jump fake for Lewis. She drives in, but the ball goes off the front of the rim. And a tie-up down below the basket, but an athletic play by Dudley gets the ball at the bottom of the net.
She was getting mauled by Jackson to the goal, and pure strength just to get that ball in the hoop.
She was. Jackson was all over her. 41-30 your score. An 11-point game for the Chiefs. A deep three-point shot by Rogers, not there. Rebound taken by Dudley. She's going to try and go coast to coast, and she will as she lays it up and in. And Dudley in the 20-point club for the evening. A 9-point lead for the Chiefs, 41-32.
And we've seen it all game. Dudley just using pure speed to get past opponents.
And a great move to the basket by Blatchford pushes it back out to an 11-point lead, and Blatchford hot on her heels with 19 points. 43-32 your score. 4:55 to go in the third. It has been the Ellie Blatchford and Jordan Dudley show. Granby jump steps to the basket and a foul on Barber. So back to the free throw line goes Cambridge.
Wow, Barber's shocked too. Shaking her head and laughing.
So the first shot bounces out as Granby, the shooter for Cambridge. Good news, though, is that is only Barber's first foul of the evening.
Yeah, nothing to worry about for Barber.
So Sydney Granby, the senior, sinks the second. So a 10-point lead for Sequoia, 43-33, in a battle between the number 2 and 3 seeds in Region 7 6A. If the season were to end right now, Cambridge looking to tie Sequoia in the region standings at 9-3 as Blatchford goes to the rim and gets fouled. Max, one thing I'm noticing here is these whistles are coming in really late.
They are. Consistently, too. But going to be something the girls have to adapt to.
So Blatchford goes back to the free throw line. She has a chance to pass Jordan Dudley if she makes both of them for total points on the night. She hits the first. So both Dudley and Blatchford with 20 points. And both the leading scorer for both teams. And Blatchford scores 3 touchdowns here this evening as she has 21 points. As Sequoia now up 12, 45-33, 4:33 left to go in the third quarter. Granby with the ball up top, inside look for Dudley, not there. The ball finds its way back out to Lewis. Lewis goes baseline and has that one swatted away by Blatchford. And Cambridge gets the ball back under the hoop they're trying to score in. Good no call there as it looked like a very clean defensive play for Blatchford. Dudley to Granby. Granby to Barrett. Barrett fires a pass cross court now to Lewis in the corner. Head fake on Gaddis, drives in and lays that one short of the rim. Rebound by Jackson. Jackson and Barrett one-on-one at the top of the key. Granby switches off the pick, inside look to Blatchford. Now back inside to Jackson, who can't corral the pass. It was poked out, though, by one of the Lady Bears. And Sequoia will retain possession of the basketball. Blatchford checks out of the ball game. She'll get some much-deserved rest as DeMauro checks in for the Lady Chiefs. And she will take the inbound pass and give it right back to Susanna Rogers. 45-33 your score, and Dudley intercepts the pass for the Lady Bears. She will try to go coast to coast, and she will once again. 22 points for Dudley as she lays that one off the backboard. 45-35 your score. Sequoia with a 10-point lead. DeMauro stretches the ball back out to the top and gives it to Rogers. Rogers looks baseline now, fires it back out to Jackson. Jackson thinks about it. She's got Barrett in her face.
She thought about it, definitely.
Jackson been held scoreless here so far, has not scored yet. Now she drives to the hoop and is swatted down by Barrett, but a foul called.
And Barrett's not happy about it.
And she is not happy about it at all. But Jackson will get her first opportunity to get in the scorebooks. 45-35 your score, 3:12 left to go in the third quarter. Jackson sinks the first. And that pushes it to an 11-point lead for the Lady Chiefs. I want to thank everybody for joining us live on ChiefsTV.org as Jackson sinks the second. So a pair of points for Jackson makes it 47-35.
She finally gets on the board tonight.
As Barrett can't handle the pass, now she corrals it right by the sideline, but Davies is in her face. Ball back to Granby. Now Barrett at the top of the key. Lewis almost has her pocket picked by DeMauro and a foul called. Oh boy. 2:49 left to go in the third quarter. Sequoia leading by 12. Foul on Sophia DeMauro. That's her first. But Blatchford steals the inbound pass. Jackson again lining up the three, but not taking it. She dishes the ball over to Gaddis. Davies, though, more than willing to take a three-point shot, and she does. Sailor Davies knocks it down, and it's a 15-point ball game in favor of the Chiefs.
And she's up to 12. 4 threes tonight for the sophomore.
Blatchford aggressive on defense. Lewis loses the ball, but gets it back and gets it over to Granby. Granby with the trap, with the double dribble. And Sequoia with their biggest lead of the night, 50-35, 2:19 left to go in the third after a dagger of a three-point shot by Sailor Davies.
A dagger is right. Sailor Davies has come to play tonight. 4 threes, and all have been threes that really have pushed Sequoia farther away.
Jackson takes an open look at a three-point shot, but it's going to be shortened to the left. Gaddis saves the ball, but it's poked out of bounds. Oh, my word. Lewis hits the ball out of bounds, but somehow Cambridge ends up with the basketball. So Cambridge ball, Sequoia with a 15-point lead. 2:04 left to go in the third. 50-35 your score. Dudley having an incredible game with 22 points. Speaking of Dudley, she's in the paint, but Gaddis is all over. Gorley pokes the ball free. It's free. It finds its way back to Dudley after it's picked up by Spencer. Dudley's going to be trapped near her own bench. Ball out to Spencer, and Dudley can't corral the pass. Ball moved up to Blatchford, who finds Jackson. Jackson to the hoop. And a foul called late again, and Jackson will go back to the free throw line.
And once again, another late whistle, but we saw it on the last possession. When Cambridge had the ball, even Dudley is getting pressured so much that even she's having a little bit of trouble controlling the ball.
Max, you said it earlier. These whistles are coming really late. So Jackson with another trip to the stripe. 1:33 left to go in the third quarter. 50-35 your score. Jackson sinks the first, and now she has 3 points on the evening. As Blatchford and Dudley both out trying to outdo each other with 22 and 21 points respectively. But Jackson sinks her second free throw. That makes it 4 points. And we've got a timeout on the floor called by Sequoia. 1:33 left to go in the third quarter. 52-35 your score. Max, how about this ball game?
It's the Blatchford and Dudley show. I'm amazed by how consistently they're both getting points and responding just in time, and we still have a 17-point ball game.
But what the key difference is Sequoia is able to find support players who can score points as well. Sailor Davies has 12. She has been a huge, huge key to this ball game.
Yeah, like without Sailor Davies, it would be a 5-point ball game right now. So that's the thing for Cambridge. they really, majority of the points, 22 points, only 13 points scored by other players. That's probably a key reason they're in third in the region right now and not second like the Chiefs.
Only one game separating them
Yeah.
though in region standings. So it just goes to show how solid both of these teams are, but Sequoia a little bit more solid at the moment, 52-35. And a whistle down here on the floor. That will go against Cambridge's Reagan Lewis. And Addison Gorley will inbound the ball for the Chiefs after the whistle. 1:19 to go in the third quarter. And Sequoia in the bonus.
And maybe one thing that we're missing is maybe one of the players for Cambridge is having an off night. We can never know, really. Maybe it's Ella Lewis who can't get her shots to fall.
And Barrett, with a nice defensive play, pushes the ball ahead for Dudley. Dudley checks up as she was driving into the paint, and a foul called against Sequoia. Foul's going to be against Callie Gaddis. That's her second of the night. So Gaddis and Jackson will check out of the ballgame, as checking in for the Chiefs will be Bellinger and Singh. Granby with the inside move and lays it up and in, and a favorable roll from the rim. Makes it a 52-37 ball game. 52 seconds to go in the third quarter. As a good play inside by Granby. Bellinger has the ball poked away from her by Lewis. Stays Sequoia basketball. Long pass to Gorley. On the inbound, and Gorley gives it back to Blatchford. Blatchford standing on the logo. Now to Bellinger, the three-point specialist for the JV team. Misses on that one, though, as Blatchford gets the rebound, tries to put it back again, and Blatchford on the third attempt will be fouled and will go to the free throw line. 24.6 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 52-37 your score in favor of Sequoia.
And now Blatchford has a chance to surpass Dudley right here.
They've been going back and forth all night. As Blatchford sinks the first free throw, and that's her 22nd point of the evening. And the second shot from the free throw line is good. So Blatchford with 23 points, now the leading scorer in the game. 24.6 seconds left to go in the third, and Blatchford will take a seat, as DeMar will check into the ballgame for her. Ball poked away by DeMar. Davies and DeMar swarm on the ball, and a foul called. DeMar picks up another foul. That's her third. So DeMar in a little foul trouble with 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Barrett takes the inbound pass. Barrett inside the paint, and a wild pass goes out of bounds. Looked like she was trying to find Sydney Granby, but just didn't get the angle right on the throw in. Both teams in the bonus here at the end of the third quarter. 5 seconds left. DeMar will have to try and get a shot off. And Singh throws this crazy from behind the back shot, and if that would have went in, that would have been crazy. Not sure how Sophia didn't get a carry there coming up the floor. But your score at the end of three is 54-37 in favor of the Chiefs. Max, a lot of free throw shots in that third quarter.
Definitely, and I think it really came in clutch for the Chiefs because Blatchford made her free throws. The Chiefs kind of pulled away on fouls that quarter, but still we have Dudley making her free throws, so the Chiefs can't lose sight of that, of how many points she's getting. But I'm still in shock of Amy Singh. I thought she was going to make that shot there. If she did, I don't know what the world would have done.
I would have. I probably would have put the headset down and walked off. That's a career right there.
But this game, last night, the 76ers played the Grizzlies in the NBA, and it was kind of the Tyrese Maxey and John Morant show, 37 and 33 points respectively. And this is kind of reminding me of it. The day after, we have Blatchford and Dudley going back and forth all game.
It has been fun to watch both of these girls go back and forth. 54-37 your score as we get ready to get underway in what is presumably the fourth and final round of this heavyweight tilt in Region 7-6A. Barrett takes the inbound pass for Cambridge. Now Granby up top. Granby and Barber one-on-one. A little interesting fact about Barber. Do you know she has a vanity license plate that says Tafton on it?
Yeah, I have seen it actually. Yeah, that's awesome.
I noticed that as I was pulling in tonight. Granby pulling into the lane and laying it off the backboard and in. And it is 54-39 and fouled on the play as Granby. So an opportunity for a three-point play for the Cambridge senior.
And I said it earlier, free throws definitely are going to be a factor in what happens in this game.
Granby converts on the and one, 54-40 your score, 7:30 left to go in the fourth. Cambridge not out of this. A good run can get them right back in the ball game as Blatchford goes around the top of the key as she is double teamed on the far wing. Singh finds some room in the paint and lays it up and just misses on the layup. Ball pushed ahead for Granby for Cambridge. Granby picks up her dribble, looks inside, finds Dudley. Dudley finds Barrett at the top of the key, and down goes Barrett as she misses a heartbreaking shot as well. Singh loses control of the ball as it goes out of bounds right in front of her own ball coach. If you're going to make a mistake, that's not where you want to make it, right in front of your varsity head coach. So it stays 54-40. 6:54 left to go in the fourth. Dudley on the inbound. Dudley throws it up towards the rim. It goes off the side as Jackson was mugged by Barrett. So good defense there by Grace Barrett. But Sequoia able to move the ball down the court. Looking inside is Blatchford, who went baseline and lays it up and in. And Ellie Blatchford, welcome to the quarter century mark. 25 points on the night. Barrett takes the ball for Cambridge. Ball all the way back up top for Reagan Lewis. Blatchford playing soft defense. 6:15 to go in the ballgame. 16-point lead for the Lady Chiefs. 56-40 your score. And Granby loses control of the basketball, but it goes off of Barber. And Barber and Blatchford both check out as Gaddis and Rogers check back in. Barrett gets the ball back up top to Dudley. Lewis with a nice move. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball taken by Davies on the rebound for Sequoia.
And one thing I've noticed is that Callie Gaddis has done a phenomenal job boxing out Granby tonight, really putting her out of the equation on the rebounding side of the ball.
Davies picks up her dribble, but the ball's poked out of bounds by Reagan Lewis. Got two Lewises on the floor at the moment. Number 11 is Ella Lewis, and number 20 is Reagan Lewis. Reagan listed on our roster as a freshman, but she has been pretty impactful for Cambridge tonight. Rogers looks inside for Gaddis, but it's tipped by the aforementioned Lewis. As Lewis picks up her dribble. So a double dribble being called on Cambridge, as the official had to kind of keep Jackson in check a little bit. She thought the foul was called on her. And she had good reason to believe that. 5:25 left to go in the fourth quarter, 56-40. Your score here from the Warlodge. Davies lines up another three-point shot. No good. And a hard foul as Dudley goes to the ground, and that is the third for Callie Gaddis. So 5:16 to go in the fourth quarter, 56-40 your score, as the battle for the second spot in Region 7-6A is almost in the hands of the Chiefs. Barrett inside look to Dudley. Dudley swarm, gets it out to Granby, has a little trouble corralling it, but recovers and lays it up and in, and a good job there by Granby to recover, and a timeout on the floor. So a timeout called by Cambridge. A nice play there by Granby right before the timeout.
Yeah, she's been impressing me the second half. Just her ability, she's been able to go into the goal and score. She's really helped this cause. 14 points, 5 minutes. They have a chance still. We saw them at the end of the second quarter really put on a run. Anything can happen.
Yeah, they can get on a run, but that run's going to have to come from somebody other than Dudley.
Yeah.
Sequoia is pretty much keyed in on her defensively, and we see she hasn't scored, she scored 22 points, but she hasn't scored in a few minutes, and we see some other numbers ticking up on the scoreboard for Cambridge as, Granby just scored her 10th point. She gets double-digit points for the evening, but the problem is Sequoia has found a lot of other players who are able to contribute offensively.
Yeah, it's really everywhere for the Chiefs. Anywhere you look, really any player can score consistently in some games. That's the thing about Cambridge tonight. At least tonight, we haven't seen that consistency that we've seen with the Chiefs.
We haven't seen that. We haven't seen that third player. Each player has kind of flashed moments.
Yeah.
We had Barrett hit a big three-point shot earlier in the game, but we haven't really seen another player step up and get some good looks at the basket quite like Dudley has. And Granby is really starting to come into her own here in the fourth quarter as well. So Rogers looks inside to Davies, but poked away by Granby. So Granby having an excellent fourth quarter. She pushes the ball ahead to Lewis. And a whistle will be called against Addison Gorley. So Gorley with the block.
She's just a workhorse under the goal, always looking for the charge.
Gorley not afraid of contact, but this time it costs her a foul. Lewis goes to the free throw line as Ella Lewis misses the first on a heartbreaking roll on the rim. 4:42 left to go in the ballgame. 56-42 your score. Sequoia not out of the woods yet. Lewis sinks the second, and it's a 13-point ball game with plenty of time left to go for Cambridge, but a nice job breaking the press by the Lady Chiefs. Blatchford drives to the lane and loses control of the ball. Jackson was open on the wing, but Blatchford was trying to drive it home. 56-43, still your score. 4:33 left to go in the fourth, and this is where Sequoia has to not get sloppy.
Yeah.
A good steal there by Rogers. And Sequoia comes back down the floor. Blatchford head fakes on the three, drives in, and avoids the swat, but misses just short on the putback attempt. And Lewis pushes the ball ahead to Dudley, who finds the other Lewis for a three-point shot. That one no good. Dudley gets the rebound, kicks it back out to Lewis, who puts a three-pointer right in Rogers' face. No good, and a lot of contact down below the basket. And a foul called on, I believe that was Barrett.
Yeah, I believe it was Barrett too.
So 4:04 left to go in the ballgame. A 13-point lead, 56-43. Sequoia facing down Cambridge's press. They're able to break. Jackson looks for a three-point shot. No good as it rattles around again, as Jackson is unable to find her range from the three-point line. A collision down near the far wing. Lewis picks up her dribble, now gives it over to other Lewis, as Lewis drives in and lays it up and in. So Ella Lewis, the junior, kisses that one off the backboard, and it's an 11-point ball game. 3:35 left to go. Cambridge still very much alive, and some contact near the Chiefs bench will draw the ire of the officials, and Barrett will be whistled for another foul, and Barrett is now in foul trouble with 4.
And Ella Lewis is actually now at 7 points, so she's not having too bad of a game either, trying to become that third player tonight for Cambridge.
Role players starting to become a factor for Cambridge here in the late portion of the fourth quarter. 3:26 left to go in the ball game. Can Sequoia keep Cambridge at arm's length? Gorley with the ball over to Davies. Davies has it poked away by Lewis. DeMauro recovers and gets it back to Davies. Granby in her face. Rogers and Dudley one-on-one, and Barrett, an excellent defensive play, just standing still in the key and letting the ball come to her, but Jackson picks her pocket and pushes it ahead to Rogers. Now over to Jackson. Jackson drives in and misses a wide open layup, and she finally finds it on the putback attempt, and Coach Yarborough wants a timeout. as Jackson was able to pick up her own rebound and put it back in. So 58-45 your score as Sequoia pushes it back out to a 3-point lead. Max, we haven't given some love to the sponsors. Let's do that.
Of course, Chase. Our Sequoia Chiefs basketball sponsors are gold level sponsors Beato's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. Our gray level sponsors Barber Homes, Barber Lackey Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Insight Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue and Woodstock Furniture, and our white level sponsors Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River. Thank all of y'all for supporting the Sequoia Chiefs basketball programs. We couldn't do without any of y'all.
So, Max, what are going to be some keys for these Lady Chiefs in the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter?
I mean, taking advantage of every possession they have, because we saw kind of in the run that they had at the end of the run that Cambridge had at the end of the second quarter, they were having empty possessions at like every single time in that run, and Cambridge was scoring every single time. So a score here and there is fine. Just they got to get something going. They can't have as many miscues as they had in the second quarter.
Yeah, they have to certainly answer, but at the same time, they can't get sloppy. We were concerned about that about a minute ago as we saw Sequoia starting to get some bad looks at the basket, maybe a few turnovers, but they tightened it up a little bit. Coach Yarbrough called a timeout to calm the girls down, and let's see if they're able to close it out here at home. Lewis with a shot from the free throw line, no good. High post shot misses just to the left. Now here comes DeMauro to Davies. Davies thought she had a passing lane, didn't take the shot. DeMauro will take it though, fires up a three-point shot, and Sophia DeMauro hits a big three-pointer for the Lady Chiefs. 61-45 your score. 2:25 left to go in the ball game. That might have been
the dagger,
the straw that breaks the camel's back. Dudley from the free throw line fires one up, no good. Rebound taken by Sequoia. Rogers watches the ball go out of bounds as it is off Barrett. Sequoia can take almost dominating control of second place with a win here tonight. Davies with a good look at a three-point shot, and she buries it.
I mean, what are you supposed to do when the Chiefs are hitting the threes?
15 points for Sailor Davies. A three-point shot for Lewis. Lewis no good. Davies picks up the rebound. She's got Granby all over her, but she gets the ball out to Rogers. Rogers splits the defense and moves the ball up to Jackson. Jackson steps back for three. And an offensive foul on Barber.
Oh, wow. And Jackson made it, too.
And Aaron Jackson's first three-point make of the afternoon, or of the evening, is waved off on an offensive foul by Barber on contact that really could have gone either way. 1:39 left to go in the fourth quarter. Sequoia up by 19. Baseline look for Lewis. She's going to be trapped by Davies and Barber, and she coughs it up for Jackson. Jackson dribbles down, drives into the key. Not there, as she had Dudley in her face. 1:18 left to go, 25 on the shot clock. Sequoia appears to be getting out of here with a hard-fought region victory, but Barrett picks the pocket of Rogers and a whistle. And Dudley picks up a foul.
Interesting. That's her fourth.
So Dudley picks up a foul behind the play.
I think she would have pushed someone. I didn't see it though.
Yeah, I was watching the action ahead where the ball was. 1:03 left to go in the fourth quarter. 19-point lead for Sequoia. That should do it here from the War Lodge. 58 seconds left to go as Sequoia will improve to 10-2 in the region. Ball loose in the key, picked up by Cambridge. 46 seconds left to go. Dudley will try and go coast to coast, and a hard foul at the end of the play. And Dudley's on the ground after some hard contact below the basket. So the training staff going to attend to Dudley. The foul was called on Davies, but I don't think Davies was the one who made hard contact with her. Dudley pops up, so that is excellent to see. She pops up, and she is heading to the Cambridge bench. And a tip of the cap to Dudley, who's played a fantastic game tonight. She has been very aggressive in the paint, getting points the hard way, too. You know, not really shooting a lot from beyond the arc, but she gets in there, gets the hard points, lays the ball up off the glass, and goes to the free throw line. So a good job by her tonight, and we hope she's doing well, and we hope to see her, you know, back on the floor soon. Long three-point shot is not there by Lewis. Granby almost saved it, but the whistle will give the ball back to Sequoia. So 34.4 seconds left tonight, or left here in the ball game. Fans, just want to remind you that after the break, we will be showing you the boys varsity action here from the War Lodge, as Sequoia will take on Cambridge in another Region 7-6A matchup. Sequoia, the 3 seed in varsity boys action, and Cambridge, the 5 seed. So it should be a quality battle here from the War Lodge. 15 seconds left to go in the ball game. 64-45 your score, as Sequoia fends off a very capable Cambridge team, and another floor foul with 8.7 seconds left in the game. Foul on Reagan Lewis. Inbound pass to DeMauro. Now over to Davies, and Davies will just dribble the clock out. And that will conclude the game here from the War Lodge. Your Sequoia Lady Chiefs victorious by a final score of 64-45 against a scrappy Cambridge team, to say the least.
Definitely. They put up a good fight, especially in that first quarter, holding it to a 5-point ball game once that quarter closed. But we saw it throughout that whole second half. It was really dominated by Sequoia on the defense side of the ball, rebounding, and they came alive when needed. I was a little bit worried because we keep on bringing it up, but we keep on bringing it up. We saw Sequoia let up that lead at the end of the second quarter, but I was very impressed by the way that Sequoia didn't take their foot off the pedal, and they kept pushing and making the key threes. Davies, 15 points, a great game for the Chiefs.
Yeah, an excellent job by both teams. Blatchford with 25 points, you know, Dudley with 22 points, but Sequoia, the real difference in this game was Sailor Davies. Sequoia had that one player who was able to make that little extra bit of difference in the way of 15 points, and Cambridge just needed that third role player to come alive. We thought it was going to be Granby there towards the end of the fourth quarter. She had a couple of minutes that were solid minutes on the floor, but Sequoia a little bit too much for the Lady Bears.
Yeah, you're right. We saw Dudley in that first half completely take the role of Cambridge's score, but when Cambridge really needed her to keep on scoring in that fourth quarter, I don't think she scored a point. I am truly impressed by the fact that she kept on being physical, but right when Cambridge needed her, she gave all she had, and she wasn't able to give any more. So I think something Cambridge really needs to work on is finding that other player. Yeah,
Sequoia really dialed in on her in the fourth quarter, especially defensively. So at the end of the game, 64-45 your score. Sequoia moves to 10-2 in the region and 17-6 on the year, as the Cambridge Bears fall to 15-7 and 8-4 in the region. It looks like that will stand pat for the region standings, barring a huge upset down the stretch for the Lady Chiefs. But we'll be back on the other side of the break with boys varsity action here on ChiefsTV.org. I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth is Max Swain, and we will see you all on the other side of a short break. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the War Lodge here at Sequoia High School. We just saw a pretty good girls game, and now we're getting ready to settle in for some boys varsity action tonight. Thank you for joining us on Chiefs TV. I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth is Max Swain. Max, should be a fun one tonight. 3 seed versus 5 seed. The records indicate, this might not be a close game, but we saw a scrappy Cambridge girls team. Maybe we'll see a scrappy Cambridge boys team here tonight.
Yeah, we did. Records shouldn't really predict much because 3 and a 5 seed in region, this is a close matchup, and it's a region matchup. Anything can happen in a region.
And it's a very top-heavy region. I mean, the top 4 in this region, Centennial, Sequoia, even the top 5. Well, shoot, the top 6, Creekview, River Ridge. I mean, this is a very loaded region, so maybe take a little bit more stock in the region record as opposed to the overall record because, I mean, what a fantastic region that these guys are playing in this year. Sequoia right now the 3 seed, trying to sneak in and get that bye, that second round, or that region tournament first round bye. But if they're unable to do so and they hang on to get the 3 seed, they'll host 2 region tournament games down the road. But get ready to go for the starters for the Sequoia Chiefs. It's the usual suspects: Fisher Mitchell, Dylan Wally, Kyle Keener, Matthew Trainer, and Preston Parker. That senior trio right there, we're going to miss them a lot next year, Max. I mean, they have been phenomenal to watch play.
They have. Always entertaining to watch them, and they're all 3 huge parts of this team. Just like when you think of Sequoia basketball this year, you think of those 3 guys.
Yeah, 2 of them have hit the 1,000-point club this year. Wally and Keener both, and Fisher Mitchell really has improved his game a lot from last year. He saw him experimenting a little bit with the outside shot last year, but it has really become a key component of his game. That step-back 3-point shot from the top of the key, I mean, he has almost mastered that here at Sequoia.
And it's been impressive to see him do it all season. He's been really perfecting his craft all season long.
So we get ready to get underway here in a Region 7 6A matchup. As Lawrence steps in to take the jump ball for Cambridge, he'll go against Dylan Wally. As we are getting ready to get underway. Ball is up, and the jump is won by the Cambridge Bears. So just like the girls' game, Cambridge wins the tip-off. Ball over to Edwards. Edwards now over to Gordella. Gordella looks inside, now pushes the ball outside to Setterland. Now to Gordella, and an inside look for Edwards, no good. Put-back attempt not there either. Wally picks it up for the Chiefs. Keener fakes himself out, but is able to get the pass off over to Trainer. Now back up top for Mitchell. Wally steps back over to Keener. Keener picks up his dribble to Mitchell, who fires up a 3-point shot, and no good on the first 3-pointer of the evening. 45 seconds in and only 2 shots off, as it's a little bit of a slower paced game at the beginning of the first quarter. A 3-point shot is up in the air and knocked down by Owen Setterland. So the senior starts the party for the Bears, and just like the girls' game, Cambridge scores first.
Yeah, the 6'3" senior can really consistently shoot threes and pull the Bears away quickly.
Wally at the top, drives in, now pushes the ball back up to Parker. Parker to Keener, nice head fake there by Keener. Keener drives in the lane and lays it up and in, and an offensive foul. So Kyle Keener picks up a foul on his first drive to the basket. That negates Sequoia's first bucket. And the inbound pass pushed ahead to Owen Edwards, and Edwards lays it up and in, and a 5-0 run to start the ball game for Cambridge. 6:30 left to go in the first. Wally, what a head fake, dials up a 3-point shot of his own and gets one back for the home team. 5-3 your score, 6:22 to go in the first quarter.
And Wally's going to be something that the Bears have to deal with all day. When he is on, and tonight might be another one of his great nights.
Gordella with a 3-point shot of his own, no good. And here comes Sequoia. See if they can tie the ball game. Parker dials up a three for the lead. No good. A heartbreaking rattle around the rim. And here comes Cambridge. 5:57 left to go with a 2-point lead. 5-3 your score. Gavin Gardella with the ball. He's one-on-one with Parker. Drives in, now kicks it out. Three-point shot is no good by Edwards. Lawrence chases the ball down, but he is out of bounds. And Sequoia gets it back with 5:43 to go in the first quarter, trailing 5-3. Keener brings the ball up the court. Now to Mitchell. Back to Keener. Keener drives in the lane. Layup no good, and a late whistle will draw the foul. And Keener goes to the line to shoot two. So Marcus Veazey with the foul as Keener ties the ball game back up for Sequoia. 4:27 left to go in the first. Cambridge breaking the press. Setterland's pass is picked off by Keener. Keener leaves it over to Wally. Wally drives in the lane, and Sequoia is back out front, 7-5, 5:12 to go in the first quarter.
And this press and defensive pressure is getting to Cambridge right now.
And another steal for Keener. Wally pushes it inside to Parker. Parker, nice head fake and a kiss off the glass as he had Setterland in hot pursuit. And Sequoia on a strong run, 9-5, 4:50 to go in the first quarter. Ball down in the corner for Edwards. Edwards drives in, now gives the ball over to Lawrence, and Lawrence lays it off the backboard and in. Mason Lawrence pulls Cambridge back to within two, 9-7 with 4:37 to go in the first. Wally to Parker. Now back to Wally. Now back out to Keener. Keener dials up a three-point shot. It's too long. And Parker called for a foul. So a two-point ball game, 9-7 your score. No, that was Setterland that was called for the foul. It's Sequoia basketball. 9-7 your score, 4:23 left to play in the first quarter. Long pass, but a 5-second violation will give the ball back to Cambridge. So good defense by the Bears to force the whistle. And an opportunity squandered by the Chiefs. 4:18 to go in the first quarter. Still a two-point ball game, 9-7. Edwards out to Moore. Moore gives it back to Gardella. Edwards looks for Lawrence. Lawrence drives in, tried the underhanded shot. It's not there. Rebound taken by Harris. Keener drives in the lane and has it swatted away by Owen Edwards, the long sophomore. Ball will stay in Sequoia's possession.
And Owen Edwards is going to be all over the floor tonight. He is a great shooter, but also his defensive technique and fundamentals seems like he's perfected it over his years.
Inbound pass, that went awry big time, and the ball was poked away and touched. Great job there by Keener. 1,000 IQ level play right there as Falkenberg touched the ball after it went over half court. So Keener picks it back up and Sequoia retains possession.
And that just shows how experienced Keener is. He knows the game of basketball so well.
Keener with a nice move to the basket, gets it over to Fisher Mitchell. Long two-point shot, no good, and a tie-up under the basket, and a foul called on Harris. Still a two-point ball game as we're in a little bit of a scoring drought here, Max.
We are, just the defenses are really stepping up, and the offenses are having some easy miscues that really shouldn't normally happen when these teams are on.
So 3:20 to go in the first.
Beautiful pass there by Owen Edwards.
Gardella now over to Moore. Zane Moore one-on-one with Connor Harris. Gardella drives in the lane, gets it over to Moore. Moore can't handle it, and it stays Cambridge basketball. Inbound pass, a three-point look is good. What a shot by Hunter Hinkle. Parker drives in the lane, and he's fouled going to the basket. So 2:52 left to go in the first quarter. Shot is no good. Cambridge ball after the swat out of bounds. As your score currently 11-10. Pass over to Gardella, hard contact. And a foul called on Trainer as he and Gardella both went for the basketball at the same time. And the mid-air collision is called against Trainer. Gardella drives in, pushes the ball up to Falkenberg. Hinkle for the two-point shot, and it's good. So 12-11, Cambridge takes back over, and a good pass interception by Zane Moore. And Cambridge with a one-point lead, 12-11, another three-point shot, and it rattles around and is no good. Fans, I have two 23s listed on my roster, Hinkle and Will Taylor. So Hunter Hinkle and Will Taylor, if anybody is watching in the comment section, let us know which one that is as Trainer goes to the hoop and gives Sequoia the lead back 13-12. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter in a tight one-point ball game. Zane Moore drives in and a beautiful layup by Moore, and Cambridge is back in the lead 14-13.
A back and forth matchup. We've been expecting it with a tense region matchup here.
Parker dials up a three-pointer of his own, no good as he left it short. A minute 36 to go. Cambridge up 14-13 on the Chiefs. Cambridge looking to get to 500 in region play. Pass back over to Moore. Moore looks inside for Falkenberg. Falkenberg has it swatted away by Harris. And a foul on Harris. After what appeared to be a clean block, a minute 18 to go in the first quarter, 14-13. As Falkenberg looks to push the lead for Cambridge, and he does.
I think he might have gotten him with the body there, but other than that, that was an amazing pack there.
So a 2-point lead for Cambridge, 15-13, a minute 18 left to go in the first quarter. And Falkenberg converts on both. So 16-13, a 3-point lead for the Bears. Sequoia with a minute 13 left in the first quarter. Wally with a nice move and a nice pass inside to Mitchell, but the shot's not falling for the Chiefs as the ball is pushed back out to Gardella. Gardella slows it down, 56 seconds left to go in the opening round of this tilt. Still a 3-point lead for the Bears. Hinkle drives in and lays it up and in, and Sequoia on the ropes here late in the first quarter, 18-13 your score. Sequoia not panicking. Galvin in the ball game for the first time. Wally dials up a deep three-point shot. And what a shot for Dylan Wally, as he did his best Addison Gorley impression and nailed one from the bleachers. 22 seconds left to go. 2-point ball game. Gardella gets a good look at a three-point shot. No good. He leaves it short. Hinkle back out to Moore. Now back up top. Shot clock is dead. Zane Moore holds the ball. Gardella calls out the play. 7 seconds left to go. He drives in. It's no good. Sequoia got one last look at it. 3 seconds left. Pushed ahead for Trainer. Trainer gets the shot off. No good off the front of the rim. So at the end of the first quarter, and an exciting first quarter at that, your score is Cambridge on top of Sequoia 18-16. Max, what a first quarter.
What a first quarter, you're right. And one thing you were saying earlier, well, one thing I noticed actually is that Sequoia is just not making the shots.
No.
And easily, prime example, not making their shots, but another example, Sequoia's kind of off. On that one of the last possessions there, it was a 4v1, the rebound, and Hunter Hinkle gets the ball for the Bears. I don't know how he got it. The Chiefs were just standing there, 4v1, and Cambridge gets the ball. Just the Chiefs are not putting forth full effort right now, it seems like, and it's against a competitive Cambridge team, you can't have that. They're down right now.
Well, and it's reverse of what we saw in the girls' game. Right now, Cambridge is getting offensive production from a lot of different players.
Yeah.
Sequoia, Dylan Wally is half of Sequoia's offensive makeup right now with 8 of the 16 points. So Wally is responsible for 15% of this Chiefs scoring output. They're going to have to find other people who can come in and make some big plays.
They're going to have to because they're down by 2 and they're not making their shots. So if Dylan Wally is going to have to be the motor, he's going to have to be even more of an energy for this team because they're not going to have anyone else if no one else is going to be on.
But that's one of the big things about Sequoia is they have those other players who are capable of making big plays. If somebody's not having a good night, another player can come up and kind of pick up the slack. We haven't seen that in the first quarter, but Sequoia only trailing by 2 at the moment. But a fantastic job by Cambridge and a good game plan that they have come out and executed in the first quarter to really kind of punch Sequoia in the mouth. And right there you see it. Sequoia forces an unforced error for Sequoia, gives the ball back over to Cambridge at the start of the second quarter.
And they can't have that. That might only be a 2-point deficit right now, but Cambridge can quickly, with the miscues that Sequoia is having, get farther and farther away. And you were saying that Sequoia definitely has those players to be the second and third role players, but right now, Keener only with 2, Trainer with 2, and Fisher Mitchell with 0.
Speaking of Fisher Mitchell, he dials up a three-point shot right there. So Sequoia goes back out in front by 1, a la a Fisher Mitchell three-point shot. 19-18 your score. Sequoia back on top of Cambridge. But here come the Bears. More to the basket. No good. Galvin on the rebound for the home team. Here comes Wally. He doesn't have numbers, but he pulls up a short jumper and buries it home, 21-18. A great shot by Dylan Wally as he had 3 Bears on him.
And the first appearance of his patented teardrop jumper there tonight.
That mid-range jumper that Wally has is vicious.
It's unbelievable. He's mastered it.
And Gardella dials up a 3 of his own, short off the front of the rim as Mitchell comes down with the board for Sequoia. Wally looks inside, goes to the rim, lays it up, not there. Tie up down low in the paint. And a whistle. It appears that Moore will be called for a foul. Yes, he will. So Sequoia with the basketball and a 3-point lead. 6:36 left to go in the first half. An exciting first quarter, and it looks like an even more exciting second quarter on tap for us.
Yeah, with Sequoia not making their shots, it's going to be much more explosive. And if Cambridge keeps it up, we should have a tight ball game all the way to the end.
Inbound pass taken by Trainer. What an athletic play. He literally had VZ on top of him. Trainer, the multi-sport athlete. Tough, versatile role player. Parker gets a good look at a 3-point shot for Sequoia, and Preston Parker knocks it down to push this Sequoia Chiefs lead out to 6. 24-18 your score, 6:15. Sequoia with success on the press. The layup no good. Parker goes for the rebound, and Wally was standing out of bounds.
Who's playing Twister with the baseline there? Trying to keep his feet in.
.608 to go. See if Sequoia can get another turnover off the press. They can. It's broken by Gardella, who leaves it up for Lawrence, who misses a wide open layup. But fortunately, Owen Edwards comes back and cleans up the glass for Cambridge. 24-20 your score. Sequoia still on top. 5:53 left to go in the first half.
That was a beautiful first pass there by Gardella. He's a key player on this Cambridge team. Amazing point guard. A great court vision.
It's always fun to watch these scrappy point guards who play very physical, and a good look inside to Wally, whose turnaround jumper finds the bottom of the net. as that shot gets our cameraman all jacked up. 26-20, ball goes out of bounds. And Cambridge will take possession. 26-20 your score, 5:29 left to go in the first half. Veazey, the senior, will inbound the ball for the Bears. So a foul on Fisher Mitchell. I think he accidentally touched the defender, and that draws the ire of the official. 5:22 left to go in the first half, still 26-20, but a three-point shot fired up. What a shot by Owen Setterlin.
He didn't even seem to have a speed plan. I thought he was about to pass the ball.
It looked like he shot it mid-air, and now a three-point ball game thanks to the big three-point shot by the senior. 26-23 your score, 5 minutes left, and a foul going to the basket and a hard collision.
Henkel's got up, though. He's good.
Henkel bounces right back up after he slammed hard to the floor. Fisher Mitchell will go to the free throw line.
A great fake by Fisher Mitchell there. He's going to have to use that all night. Henkel down low, along with Edwards. They're both physical players. He's going to have to draw them off of him at some point.
And the first is good for Mitchell. Mason Lawrence will check out of the ball game. So Fisher Mitchell 2 for 2 on his first trip to the charity stripe, makes it a 28-23 ball game. 5 minutes left to go until halftime. Wally high scorer on the floor right now with 12 points. And Setterlin getting worked on by Keener. Keener playing tight defense. Hinkle gets trapped at the three-point line. Ball back over to Gardella. Now back over to Edwards. And Gardella again. Oh, what an ankle breaker there. Inside look for Veazey, and Veazey has the ball swatted but is able to fight through the contact and get the ball in the basket. 28-25 is your score. 4:20 left to go in the first half.
And that was a great physical move there by Veazey to be able to push Fisher Mitchell around. Impressive.
Keener with the ball, moves it over to Parker. Parker inside, now back to Keener, who dials up a three-point shot, and it is good. 4 minutes left to go, 31-25, after a big shot by Kyle Keener. Edwards loses the ball driving to the basket. Hinkle's there to recover and bury it home as he taps it off the glass. 31-27 your score, 3:40 to go in the first half. Nice pass by Parker to Mitchell. Mitchell! Wow. What a shot and pass by Parker and Mitchell. Great teamwork there to cause the three-point shot. 34-27 your score with 3:20 to go in the first half. Ball inside for Hinkle. Hinkle's shot no good. Unfavorable roll off the rim, and here comes Keener, who splits the defense. Keener drives to the basket, and for Harrington, Harrington lays it in. It's not there. Keener gets it back and lays it up and in. So Tyson Darby is who that was down low for Sequoia. 9-point lead for the Chiefs. 36-27 your score. Hinkle trapped in the corner. Ball for Gardella on the other corner. Gardella sinks a three-point shot, and this is getting to be an exciting ball game. 36-30 your score. 2:40 left to go in the first half.
And Cambridge just keep on maintaining the distance.
And Fisher Mitchell drains a three-point shot of his own and pushes it back out to a 9-point lead. Fisher Mitchell, the high scorer on the floor right now with 11. And a line change coming in as both teams throwing the bench out. As we have a Connor Gillette sighting for the first time tonight for Sequoia. Wally comes back on the floor, and so does Harris. 39-30 your score. Dueling three-pointers has been the name of the last 1 minute long game. 2:22 left to go in the first half. And a whistle. The officials want to talk about it for a second over by the Chiefs logo. So our two GHSA officials having a conversation right at center court. Still waiting on the call. 2:19 to go in the first half. Max, it's been an exciting ball game.
It has. Especially this end of the second quarter coming up. I mean, this past, like, second half of second quarter, it has been back and forth. Maybe not lead-wise, but Sequoia has gone maybe to a 7-point lead, now a 9-point lead, but Cambridge has pulled it to a 5, to a 4, to a 3-point lead. They keep on coming back, and that's what's making it so exciting, because you never know if Sequoia's going to finally pull away or Cambridge, but Cambridge is just continuing to crawl their way back into it.
So Coach Carden getting the explanation from the official. Wish we could hear what they were saying. We have no idea what the whistle was for, but the ball will stay in Cambridge's possession as it's pushed back in for Gardella. And Moore trapped along the Sequoia bench. And Moore is saved by the head coach calling a timeout. And if you need to call a timeout in your life, maybe you need to call some of our sponsors.
That's right, Chase. Our Sequoia Chiefs basketball sponsors are gold level sponsors, Beato's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. Our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lackey Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Insight Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue and Woodstock Furniture. And our white label sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River. Thank all of y'all for supporting the Sequoia Chiefs basketball programs.
So fans, stick tight, because during halftime of the boys game, we will be joined in the Sequoia Chiefs booth by a very special person to this Chiefs TV family, Max Swain. Max Swain will be my halftime guest. We're going to ask him a few questions about how he enjoys working with Chiefs TV and his experience at Sequoia High School as a freshman and the opportunities that he's got here. I hope he takes advantage of it, makes the most of it. I think he's going to be your voice of Sequoia Chiefs baseball this year, particularly in the early season. So stick around for that. But back to the matter at hand, as Setterlin gets the ball over to Moore. Moore thinks about a three-point shot, second guesses himself, gets it over to Falkenberg. Falkenberg now back over to Setterlin, who drives in right as the shot clock expires, but it goes off the rim. Sequoia with the rebound, though, so no harm, no foul. 39-30 your score. A minute 50 left to go. Fisher Mitchell for three, no good as it's off the front of the rim, as he already has 11 points on the evening. As Mitchell trails Dylan Wally by 1 point. Gardella gets it over to Falkenberg, who dials up a three. It's no good. Rebound by Venzi. He is fouled going to the basket. Can't convert, so he'll shoot two from the free throw line. Marcus Veazey with a chance to make a big play down low, as we've already seen him, be able to fight through contact earlier in the game.
And I guess a guy like Fisher Mitchell, he's playing a great game.
First free throw by Veazey is no good. So he'll get one more crack at it. Harris and Gillette come to the bench for Sequoia, as Parker and Trainer come back on the floor for the Chiefs. 90 seconds left to go in the first half. 39-31 your score after Veazey sinks one of two. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Chiefs TV. We appreciate your support. Hope we're providing a quality broadcast this evening. The boys are certainly providing a quality game as Mitchell takes another look at a three-point shot. Nice head fake and move to the free throw line. And Fisher Mitchell becomes high scorer on the floor with 13 points.
And he's getting hot, folks. Making his shots from outside. Something you can't stop is a fish on a run.
Edwards trapped at the logo, gets it ahead to Gardella. Gardella, what a pass. Oh, what a finish that would have been for Lawrence. An excellent pass and great court vision by Gardella. Pass over to Keener. Keener goes baseline, picks up, now to Fisher Mitchell. Another beautiful head fake, and no good from the free throw line as the ball goes out of bounds off of Cambridge. (41-31) your score. 41 seconds to go in the first half. Trainer gets the shot up and finds the bottom of the net to push it to a 12-point ball game. Sequoia's biggest lead of the evening, 30 seconds to go in the first half. 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock as Setterlund fires up a three-point shot, no good. Mitchell pushes it ahead to Keener. 18 seconds left, shot clock's off. Sequoia can hold on to it if they want to get the last shot of the half, but Gardella playing very tight defense on Keener. 8 seconds left. 5 seconds left. Keener still has the ball, looks baseline and loses it. A great steal by Gardella. 2 seconds. Gardella fires it up. Oh, and it's just to the right and off the backboard. What a tremendous defensive effort by Gavin Gardella, the senior. Excellent defense and excellent hair. So at the end of the first half, your score, Sequoia 43, Cambridge 31. Will, we saw Sequoia step on the gas there a little bit in the second quarter.
I am Max, but yes, we did. Yeah,
Where
we
is
did.
Will? Where's Will?
I don't
Get
know.
Will back up here.
We did. We saw Fisher Mitchell continue to make his shots. We saw Wally get hot. He's been on fire this whole game, and we saw this Chiefs team kind of come together, finally pull away. I was debating whether it was going to go back and forth this whole time. A 12-point lead now at halftime. They just have to maintain it, but this Cambridge team is not going to let up.
No, it's been a very physical game. Don't let this 12-point score fool you. Cambridge has been in it from the very beginning. They came out, punched Sequoia in the mouth, and had a 2-point lead at the end of the first quarter. The second quarter has been all Sequoia, thanks in large part to Fisher Mitchell.
Yeah, definitely. He has completely pulled himself out from everyone else, kind of put him on a spotlight at the free throw line, hitting those elbow shots nonstop.
So, Max,
yes,
let's go ahead and transition for a second into our halftime interview. You've been with Chiefs TV. This is your first year with Chiefs TV. You did football with us earlier in the year. You're doing basketball with us now. What's been some of your favorite things working for this Chiefs TV program?
Oh, wow. I would have to say just commentating. I just enjoy doing it personally. It's something I find my happiness in.
Oh, I understand the feeling for sure. What is it about sports that kind of gets your blood flowing? Is it a good atmosphere? Is it a good ball game? Is it a huge play? What is it that makes sports so appealing to you?
I think it's kind of everything. You said like a good ball game and a good atmosphere. Those combined can really attract you to a sport, but just the fact that sport just gets so many people together on one certain subject, it's an amazing thing, just sports in general.
So next year for basketball season and for football season, you and Will are going to be behind the steering wheel. We're giving you guys the keys to the car to see what you can do with it. Long term, do you think that broadcasting is something that you would like to do?
Definitely. I'm not sure what I want to do at all. I'm a freshman in high school.
Absolutely.
Really not sure.
Time.
But
You've got plenty of time.
broadcasting in general, commentating behind the camera, I enjoy all sorts of stuff involving audio and video. So really anything. Of course, I love commentating, but really anything in that field. Yeah.
Well, you're very well spoken for a freshman. What's some other opportunities that you've had here at Sequoia outside of Chiefs TV that you really enjoy?
Other opportunities, not much.
You don't have any projects you're working on, like a student film festival?
Oh, yeah, that is right. I am doing a student film festival, yeah. Me and a couple of my friends are doing a student film, the county student film festival, yeah. Yeah.
So how's it going?
It's going pretty well, yeah.
Are you going to win?
We're trying. We're trying. We have a good plot. Got the story together.
Who's directing that?
It's kind of like co-directed between all of my friends. We all have different roles, not really one director. Kind of just everyone coming together.
So fans, if you're wondering how we kind of got Max up here, one of the things that Coach Mann told me about, he said, I've got this kid, and this kid runs a backyard baseball league at his house, and he's got a YouTube page where he does a draft and calls the games. And I think he would be good up here in the booth. And I said, well, I will go to the YouTube page and check it out. And I saw it, and I said, Brad, we got to get this kid up here in the booth. Put a headset on him. So you have done a fantastic job, and it's a cool little broadcast. And, you even do something once a year. You have like a little or a big, from what I heard from the people at Vito's last night, is you have a big day. It's almost like a Survivor. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so if any of you have watched the show Survivor, it's basically one full day of going through the whole Survivor season in my backyard and in my neighborhood. Yeah, I love the show Survivor ever since I was like in 3rd grade. I've just been like addicted to it. And so I was like, one time I was like, asked my mom, it'll be cool if I hosted my own. So I was like, I'm going to gather a bunch of people I know, and I did it.
Well,
Filmed it.
apparently it's really taken off. A lot of people speak very highly of it. They say it's an all-day thing, too.
Yeah, it is. People have said it was really fun. People really enjoyed it, yeah.
Well, Will, Max, I look forward to so many things that you guys do up here at Chiefs TV. I mean, you guys are talented beyond expectation. I know this is something that I think is awesome, and I really hope you guys use to further your future as you leave Sequoia High School. Obviously, you still have 3 more years here, but as you go beyond, if this is something that you really want to do, I cannot wait to see you guys taking what you've learned here, putting it on a demo reel, and maybe one day seeing you guys call it, an MLB baseball game or an NBA game. I mean, shoot, we all can dream up here, but I hope this is something that you guys use as a tool to get you to your final destination.
Yeah, I hope that too. I really am going to use this as much as possible.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at halftime. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a few minutes, but Max Swain joining me in the booth. Thank you so much, Max, and we will see you on the other side of the break. We'll see all of you on the other side of the break here for the second half of the boys varsity action between the Sequoia Chiefs and the Cambridge Bears as we battle for a spot in the region 7-6A high bracket seeding. As Sequoia looking to get a first-round bye if they can. They have a long way to go to get there. There's the 3rd seed. They can do it, but if not, they'll host a couple of games here in the region tournament. So we'll see you all in a few minutes. Thank you for joining us here on Chiefs TV, and we'll be right back. And we're back here at the War Lodge from Sequoia High School for the second half of varsity boys action between the Sequoia Chiefs and the Cambridge Bears. 43-31 your score. Thank you for joining us on Chiefs TV. I am Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth is Max Swain. Max, don't let this 12-point score fool you. This has been a hard-fought game from the beginning.
It has. Cambridge has really come out with a mentality of physicality. A little rhyme there, but they have not really given up. You're right, the 12-point deficit, it might come off as maybe it's a blowout and Sequoia's starting to pull away, but we've seen Cambridge time and time again today just really pull back and really make this a competitive game late in the second quarter.
Cambridge ball to start the second half. Let's see if Sequoia can keep the Bears at arm's length or if Cambridge can pull one off here tonight at the War Lodge. Ball back down in the corner for Edwards. Edwards back up top to Veazey. Now Setterlin. Setterlin to Gardella. Gardella goes around the world, gets the ball inside to Veazey. Veazey goes to the hoop and lays it in. And just like the first half, Cambridge scores first in the second half. 10-point ball game, 43-33. Sequoia by no means out of the woods. 7:27 to go, only 30 seconds into the second half. Wally pulls up a big three-point shot and nails it from the bleachers to push this one back out to a 13-point game.
That's yet another three-pointer we've seen from far, far away tonight. Girls and boys combined.
So Gorley and Wally firing from another state from beyond the arc this evening. 46-33 your score. Pull-up jumper, long two-point shot is drained by Owen Edwards, and it's 46-35. A minute gone in the third quarter. This is not how the first quarter of this game started. Keener pulls up a three-point shot of his own and buries it.
What a pass
both
by
teams
Wally.
come out of the gate, guns a-blazing, 49-35 your score. So Sequoia with the ball back and a 14-point lead. Sequoia can really start putting some distance between them and Cambridge. A little discussion here by the officials.
Yeah, I was about to say, it clearly hit off Fisher Mitchell. I was about to say, Chiefs got away with them there, but the rest talked it out.
So it's corrected. Good job by our GHSA officials conversating and getting the call correct. 49-35, but Fisher Mitchell steals the inbound pass, and Gardella steals it right back. Here comes Gardella. He's got to beat Mitchell. He can't do it on the layup, but the second attempt is no good either by Lawrence, and Sequoia comes back up with the basketball. Wally moves it to the corner for Trainer. Trainer looks inside. It's not there. Gets it to Mitchell, who can't handle the ball, and the ball sails out of bounds and will go back the way of Cambridge with 6:21 to go in the third quarter.
We've kind of seen it calm down now after that amazing first minute. We saw the guns a-blazing, you said. But now they look to be kind of settling their feet and getting to the dirty work.
Sequoia showing press. Cambridge doing a fantastic job of breaking it in a big swat by Wally as he got a hand on Zane Moore's three-point shot. Ball goes out of bounds and Sequoia takes over.
That was great hustle. That was great hustle.
6:05 to go in the third. 49-35 still your score. Wally with a nice step-back jumper rattles around. It's not there. And Parker is called for going over the back.
And that was a rare miss on Wally's teardrop jumper there.
He's usually automatic with that mid-range jumper.
We've seen it all season. A great shooter from around mid-range.
Gardella gets the ball into Falkenberg. Ball finds its way back to Setterlin, who gets it to Moore, who gives it right back to him. Gardella looks inside, drives to the basket, lays it up. Oh, and a heartbreaking roll off the iron on a fantastic effort by Gardella.
And what a physical point guard Gardella is. He is just driving nonstop. Might be a little bit of a smaller point guard, but he is not afraid to go up against those big players.
And a travel by Fisher Mitchell. Gives the ball back to Cambridge. So the scoring's cooled down a little bit as both teams with some heartbreaking misses. 5:25 to go in the third quarter. 49-35, your score in favor of the home team. Pushed ahead to Setterlin, and a good layup there for the Bears.
And Gardella's passes continue to amaze me.
You know who else continues to amaze me there, Max? Our sponsors. So let's give them a shout out.
Another great segue. Our Sequoia Chiefs basketball sponsors are gold level sponsors, Beato's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus. Our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lackey Financial Group, Honey Baked Ham, Inside Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue, and Woodstock Furniture. And our white level sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes and Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River. Thank all of y'all for supporting the Sequoia Chiefs basketball programs.
Yes, thank you all very much, and thank you to these boys for putting on a fantastic basketball game here tonight. 49-37 your score. It does not feel like a 12-point ball game, though, Max.
It doesn't, because the Bears have really pushed the tempo. It seems like they're really kind of controlling how fast this game is going, yet the Chiefs have the 12-point lead. And I know I've said a couple times, but Gavin Gardella has blown me away. His ball handling, his mentality that he is bigger than everyone out there. He drives to the lane, no fear shown. And his passes, man, no looks. And I said at the beginning of the game, his court vision, finding the open man, is one key trait that great point guards possess.
Yeah, he has great court vision, and for only having 3 points in the game, he is don't let that stat line fool you. He has had a much bigger impact in this ball game than those 3 points would suggest. Pass over to Mitchell. Mitchell finds Trainer down low. Trainer to the basket, lays it up and in. As Sequoia's starting quarterback and free safety, as well as basketball player, lays that one off the glass. 51-37 your score, 4:52 to go in the third. Gardella and Parker one-on-one. Gardella goes around Parker, kicks it out to the corner for Falkenberg. Falkenberg with the three-point shot. It rattles around and pops out. So no good, and here come the Chiefs. Cambridge has had some heartbreaking misses tonight as Keener pulls up baseline. The short shot, no good. Fisher Mitchell fights through contact, not there. Third attempt by Parker, not there. And then finally a whistle on the fourth attempt as we get a foul called on Veazey. So some physical basketball being played under the net there.
Yeah, it's continue from the first half. Veazey and Mitchell are nonstop going at each other, and it's an interesting matchup because Veazey, when he has the ball, he usually is able to move Mitchell around, but Mitchell on rebounding is really showing Veazey how it's done.
So good physical basketball being played as Parker goes to the line. He misses his first. So still a 51-37 game in favor of the home team. Parker sinks to second. So 4:25 left to go in the third. Sequoia well on top, but not out of the woods. A 15-point game, but you get the feeling that Cambridge could get hot at any minute.
Yeah, we saw in the first half, second quarter, they can go on these runs where you don't know who's going to take the lead at some points.
Setterlin gets his own swatted pass, but Hinkle fires up a three-point shot. It's not there. And here comes Sequoia. Parker pulls up for a three-point shot of his own, too long. Rebound by Setterlin, swatted away by Wally, but finally picked up by Owen Edwards. Nice pass to Hinkle, who's wide open in the corner, goes baseline, pulls up, no good. Great defense by Mitchell. Wally with the ball at the wing. Mitchell up top. Trainer down low. And a foul on Veazey. That's his third, so Veazey in foul trouble for the Bears. Gillette checking into the ball game for Parker. And Gardella coming back in for Veazey. Fisher finds Keener on the inbound pass. Ball makes its way over to Gillette. Gillette picks up his dribble. He's in trouble, gets it over to Mitchell. Mitchell now back up top to Keener. Wally likes what he sees baseline. It's not there. Great coverage by Gardella. Keener back up top. Nice look inside to Mitchell. Mitchell goes up and lays it in with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. 54-37, and Sequoia putting serious distance between themselves and Cambridge.
A great job there by Keener finding the mismatch.
Laid up and in off the steal by Trainer. Great job by Wally playing defense, and a nice pass and finish to Matthew Trainer, as it is now a 19-point ball game in Sequoia in the catbird seat as they start to walk away with this one late in the third quarter. Gardella finds an open man in the corner, rattles around, and finally Edwards connects on a three-point shot after some heartbreaking rim rattles. Wally going to answer with a three-pointer of his own. No, it's too long. So it's still a 16-point ball game, 56-40. 2:30 to go in the third. Ball is poked out of bounds. Chiefs hold on to it, so checking into the ball game for Sequoia. Trainer and Wally head to the bench as Harris and Galvin step on the court for the Chiefs. 56-40 your score, 2:28 to go in the third. Cambridge basketball. Setterlin baseline out to Gardella with a nice head fake, but he misses on the long two-point shot. Offensive rebound by Lawrence. Lawrence back out to Gardella. Gardella looks inside. What a beautiful no-look pass. Let's see if Cambridge can finish. They can't. 4 attempts. 5th attempt is a foul, and Lawrence will go to the free throw line after a great job on the offensive glass by the Cambridge Bears.
Yeah, and a great job on the defense because Fisher Mitchell and Connor Harris competing down low consistently, forcing the misses from Edwards.
Lawrence, the sophomore, buries the front end of 2 shots. Makes it a 15-point ball game as Harris heads to the bench for the Chiefs. Trainer comes back on the floor. And a 14-point game after Lawrence makes both of his free throws. A good game still. I mean, we keep talking about this, Max. It does not feel like a 14-point game. These teams keep going back and forth. Sequoia is getting the benefit of the shots falling, and Cambridge has had some heartbreaking misses. The rim on the left side of the court has been incredibly unkind this evening.
Yeah, we keep on saying it. I had like a 18-point ball game, and I was thinking, you know, maybe Sequoia is going to maintain distance, kind of keep this lead. It seems like it might be over. Cambridge doesn't think it's over. They keep on continually just closing it in closer and closer. 14 points. I think if they get within 10 at the end of the third quarter, they have a prime chance to get back in it.
And we keep talking about Gardella. Did you see that no-look pass there before the timeout?
He tried it. He tried it.
He got it.
He got it.
He just couldn't. His teammate just couldn't finish. The play. Oh, and speaking of finishing the play, Setterlin sets one up of his own, lays it up and in, backhanded. The reverse layup by Owen Setterlin, who has had a highlight reel of plays tonight. 1:50 left to go, a 12-point ball game, 56-44. Could there be a tight ball game of brewing? Timeout called by Coach Carden. As both teams are throwing everything they have at this ball game.
They are. It's impressive. We're seeing the very best come out of the Bears, and some kind of, I wouldn't say miscues because Sequoia's really playing all out. But Cambridge is really just hitting their stride at the perfect time, right when they need it to get back in this ball game.
And what a fantastic job they're doing. They pulled back to within 12. This is not over.
Not
1:45 still to play in the third quarter. Plenty of time left for the Cambridge Bears after they ate into an 18-point lead. To only be down by 12, they're one more big run away from being within striking distance. Galvin will inbound the ball for the Chiefs. Trainer takes the inbound pass, pushes it back up to Keener. Ball back over to Trainer. Ball gets away from Mitchell. Mitchell picks up his dribble. He's in trouble. Here comes the cavalry and Matthew Trainer. Trainer looks inside. Nice pass to Galvin. Now Galvin back out to Keener, to Mitchell, to Wally. Wally with no way he hits this. Oh, wow. If he would have hit that at the end, shot clock just barely missed. And a turnover by Cambridge will keep the ball in the hands of Sequoia. I want to thank everybody who is joining us on ChiefsTV.org. We thank you for tuning in. Hope we provided a quality broadcast here tonight. 56-44 your score if you're watching at home. 1:10 left to go in the third. Don't let this 12-point score deceive you. Cambridge is very much come to play. Parker looks inside. Step back jumper, no good. Rebound taken by Lawrence. A chance to inch closer for Cambridge. 52 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Gardella drives in and lays it up, no good, as it was a little short at the rim, and Keener all the way down the court and lays it up and in. Excellent vision by Wally connecting with Keener on the pass.
Excellent vision. We've seen it all game from Keener. His passes have really been on point. He's been able to see his teammates very well today.
28 seconds left. Shot clock shows 24. Block called on Trainer after a collision with Owen Edwards.
And right now, Cambridge is at 44 points. They usually score 49 in a game. So aim to be a higher scoring game than usual for Cambridge. And it comes in good time as they're competing with Sequoia right now.
So after the foul, shot clock turns off. 18 seconds left to go. Gardella and Parker working on each other. Gardella backs up to the logo. Sporting the baby blue shoes. Gets the pass over to Lawrence. Hinkle for three, no good. 6 seconds left, ball is going out of bounds. Sequoia ball with 4.8 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
And I was thinking about it. Cambridge had the ball, they're down by 12. I was like, man, this might be a time for them to get within 10.
2 seconds left. Parker's got to get the shot off. He pulls up and nails it at the buzzer. Preston Parker.
Unbelievable shot right there.
Preston Parker with the three-point shot to make it 61-44 at the end of the third quarter. What a dagger.
What a dagger is right. I was just talking about it. They're down by 12. They had the ball with, I think it might have been 30 seconds. They could have really came back completely. But the Chiefs don't let off the gas. The Chiefs don't let off the gas.
Speaking of people who don't let off the gas, let's throw it over to our sponsors.
Of course, Chase, our Sequoia Chiefs basketball sponsors, our gold level sponsors, Beato's Bar and Grill and Cherokee Focus, our gray level sponsors, Barber Homes, Barber Lackey Financial Group, Honey Bay Tam, Inside Partners, Prestige Staffing, Stroud's Barbecue and Woodstock Furniture, and our white level sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Brad's Barbershop, Edwards Eye Care, Johnny's New York Style Pizza, Riverstone Homes, Studio 5 Salon, and Suntex Marinas at Little River. Thank all of y'all for supporting the Sequoia Chiefs basketball programs.
So a large ask for Cambridge to come back in this one after a big shot by Preston Parker. Looking over the scoreboard right now, Parker's got 11. Trainer's got 8. Wally's got 15. Mitchell has 15 as well. And Keener has 12. So an all-around effort by this Chiefs team this evening.
Yeah, it's been really impressive, especially by Fisher Mitchell. He has truly been able to hit his shots. By Wally, of course. Another great game by Wally. Chiefs have been impressive all around.
I wonder if our cameraman just got that or not. Wally wiped his sweat off and tossed it onto Tyson Darby. Took his towel and hit it right on his head. Keener with a nice spin move into the basket, lays it up and in. Kyle Keener could have driven a truck through that hole, but Keener drove through it to put 2 more points on the board, and we're back out to a 19-point lead. Falkenberg moves it for Veazey, and an offensive foul on Veazey. That's his 4th. So Veazey, the big senior, in foul trouble for the Bears, after Sequoia was able to draw the charge. 7:36 to go in the fourth quarter, a 19-point game. Keener retreating all the way back and finds the bottom of the net, and it is now a 21-point ball game as Sequoia has broken it open here in the fourth quarter.
And Keener is now the scoring leader for the Chiefs at 16. An underrated night for Kyle Keener.
Falkenberg trapped. And maybe an extra step there by Falkenberg. Coach Carton can't believe it. But thus goes the game of basketball from time to time. Peterson gets it to Veazey, and Veazey lays it up off the backboard and in. A minute gone in the fourth quarter, a 19-point ball game. Parker finds Keener. Keener looks inside the Trainer, who finds Parker. Parker over to Mitchell. Sequoia taking their time, but Trainer loses his handle on the pass. As Morris almost had his pocket picked, he gets it over to Veazey, and more to the rim. I think that was swatted away by Dylan Wally. What a defensive play as Keener steps up for a three-point shot and buries it.
19 for Keener now. But what hustle that was by Walla to get cross court and block that shot from Moore.
22-point lead for the Chiefs, 68-46. As that ball goes off of Parker, he kicked it. As for some reason the clock's still running. So we'll reset the clock. So 68-46 your score after we put a little time back on the clock. 6:11 left in the ball game. A little tip drill there by Edwards to get it over Gardella. Hinkle drives inside, an aggressive move to the basket, but he will be fouled. So Hinkle will take a trip to the charity stripe with 6:03 left to go in the ball game.
Hinkle's had a great game. He's played very physical against Fisher Mitchell down low, had some key threes that has pushed Cambridge closer along the way.
Hinkle sinks the first, so a respectable 10 points on the evening. And misses on the second. Darby with the rebound for Sequoia. Wally pushes the ball to Mitchell. Cross-court pass to Keener, who dials up another three-point shot and buries it. Kyle Keener on fire, 22 points on the night. 71-47 your score. 5:40 to go in the ball game. Gardella, the scrappy guard, fires a pass in the paint. It's picked off, and that pass in return is picked off, so Hinkle gets it right back for the visiting team. Gardella splits the defense and gets it to Hinkle. Nobody even contests his three-point shot. He misses it as he leaves it short off the front of the rim. 5:13 to go in the ball game. 71-47 your score.
And Sequoia's right now sitting at their points per game average at 71.
Big block. Good defensive effort there. I think that was Edwards that got a hand on it. Swatted that one out of bounds. So fans, Friday night, Sequoia will welcome Riverwood into the building for some varsity action, as Will and Max will be on the call for that game, and a collision at the right side free throw line. Will draw the whistle. So tune in Friday night at 5:30 for the girls' game and 7 o'clock for the boys' game. Live here on ChiefsTV.org. As Sequoia will continue its postseason push for both boys and girls. As Sequoia appears to be out of the woods here tonight, but a nice move to the basket by Setterland. 4:42 left to go. As Sequoia still on top, 71-49. As Keener tried to go around Gardella, but Gardella a little too handsy for the officials' liking.
And right now we're setting up both teams' points per game average with 4 minutes, 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And dialing up a three-point shot, no good, is Darby. And a foul on Parker. I didn't even see what happened.
I think you might have hit him in the face or accidentally slapped him on the arm. I don't know.
We were watching the ball. I was watching the ball. You guys might have been watching something else. Didn't see what happened, but a foul on Parker. 4:25 left to go in the fourth quarter. 71-49 your score. Sequoia with the press, poked away by Keener. Setterland has to get the ball across. Hinkle does. And driving to the basket, laying it up and in. And a very athletic move by Mason Lawrence to the basket. A 20-point ball game, 71-51 your score. 4 minutes left to go in the ball game as Sequoia looks to improve in region play. As another layup by Keener goes in, 24 points on the night.
An impressive game by Keener.
Gardella misses on the layup. 73-51 your score. 3:40 go in the ball game. Oh, what a steal by Trainer. As Trainer tries to finish it off, it's not there. Setterlin with the rebound. But Trainer pokes it away again. Trainer is just a menace, stealing the ball away and going to the rim as Edwards. He will miss though, and Sequoia has numbers. Trainer lays the ball up and in with ease and uncontested, 75-51. 3:11 left to go in the ball game. I want to thank everybody for joining us here. High scorer on the floor is Kyle Keener with 24, having a great bounce back game after that loss at Chattahoochee to get Sequoia back on the wagon. And that pass is just beyond the reach of Keener. And Friday night will be the final regular season home game. We look forward to whatever postseason play has in store for both the girls and boys varsity teams. Nice behind the back move there by VZ as Gardella pushes it ahead as his pass makes its way over to the Schottenkirk Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Canton sign. As we see some new faces checking into the ball game. Darby passed over to Waterboard. Inside to Waterboard. Waterboard, no good on the layup attempt. He goes to the ground, but no whistle. 2:30 left to go in the fourth. So pull-up shot for Edwards, no good. As the ball sails out of bounds, it will be Sequoia basketball. Max, you want to take us home?
Of course, Chase.
All right, Max, you are in the captain's chair now.
Ref's talking about something to the Cambridge bench. 2:23 left in the fourth. Chiefs up by 24 here in the War Lodge as Harrington's going to bring it down the floor for Sequoia. Ayala at the three-point free throw line is guarded by Peterson and forces a jump ball and results in Cambridge possession. Chiefs applying full court press as Morris is passing it in, gets it to Peterson, an amazing pass to Barish, and he's going to be fouled on the way up. Barash going to the line for 2 shots. As the foul was on Samuel Ayinla of the Chiefs.
One thing that stands out to me about Brody Barish, the sophomore, is those oppressively blue shoes he's wearing.
Indeed. And Barish knocks down his second 2 of 2 from the line as Harrington bringing it up the floor.
Not much of a sneakerhead, but I do appreciate a flashy set of sneakers.
A beautiful pass by Harrington to Yinla for 2. A long shot by Scott, and that's going to be a 2-pointer for the Bears. Harrington once again gets guarded by Peterson. Ball swung over to Waterboard. Thinks about shooting, instead of a physical drive against Morris, and he takes it and puts it in. 79-55 is your score, 1:28 left in the fourth quarter. An attempted pass from Morris to Scott, but it fumbles out of bounds. It's going to be Chiefs ball. Need to go the length of the floor.
Yeah, the Chiefs start emptying the bench here with 1:25 left to go in a blowout.
Yeah, we're seeing Levantis, Harrington, Dondonville, Waterbourne, and Yinla in there. Oh, Mason Waterbourne thinks about a 3. Call for the travel. Turnover for the Bears. And no one's there to take the ball. Morris was a little bit confused. And Cambridge now passing it in with 1:14 left. Peterson guarded by Donenville. Gets it to Barash, and a corner by Scott. No good. A good save there by Morris. A second chance for Cambridge. And the shot by Cameron Scott is good. 79-57 is your score. This one all but over. A Yinla's pass to Waterboard is great, and Waterboard puts it through. 81-57 with 37 seconds left.
Good finish by Waterboard.
Barash pushing him to the floor. Morris just going to hold on to her for a second. Peterson calling for a screen. Over to Barash. A great pass to Scott, but he can't push it through the net. And the Chiefs can just run the clock out here as they will move to 17-6 and 8-4 in the region, maintaining their third spot. As Donovan holds on to it, and that is the final here from the War Lodge. 81-57 the final, as Cambridge moves to 7-16 on the season.
Yeah, a great game all around by the Chiefs. You know, everybody got in on the action, and it was really a team effort by everybody.
Yeah, Kyle Keener's 24 points. Another great game by Keener. Off of a bounce back game for Keener off the Chattahoochee game. I was pretty shocked to see that score, but a great bounce back game all around for the Chiefs. Mitchell and Wally having a great game. Overall, great performance.
Yeah, especially after that disappointing finish at the Chattahoochee game. It's good to see Kyle Keener get back on the horse, have a big game, and it's good to see a good defensive effort by this Chiefs team, too. Unfortunately for Cambridge, they were the beneficiaries of some awful bounces off the iron. I mean, we saw some heartbreaking misses for those boys, but they played their hearts out. They really did.
Yeah, they did. Gardella really impressed me. His physicality, driving, amazing passes all day for him. Great job by the Bears nonetheless. So that will do it here from the War Lodge. I am Max Swain, joined by Chase Schaefer. Final score 81-57. Both of the Chiefs teams win, and both teams remain undefeated all time against Cambridge. That will do it from the War Lodge. I'm Max Swain, joined by Chase Shaver. Good night, folks.